You want to start a PvP in Eve Echoes, then you need to know a few things. You also need to be smart with your ships and the fitting. The best way to learn PvP in Eve Echoes is to lose ships. And you will lose ships, and one of the biggest reasons you lose ships in the beginning is your nerves. When you hear your ship scream, stuff turns red, nothing works, the panic sets in. What to do? Embarrassment, a change in your game plan is imminent. This is what you must control. Because if you can't handle the feeling and keeping focus, you will make vital mistakes and you will lose the majority of fights. The best way to learn not to have this reaction is to get blown up. Get used to the sound and you will not be faced with that feeling anymore. But you can't win PvP with just caring for the sounds. So here's my way of helping you to fit cheap but great ships to start your PvP journey in Eve Echoes. Let's get right into Amarr cruisers. Amarr is laser-based armor ships for the most part. We will look at one ship here that I think is a great starter ship. The Mauler. It's a T6 ship, so you can fly it in no time. The ship is strong and have many slots to utilize. You can get a great tank on this one, and this will help you understand the fight before you pop. The reason for choosing this tanky ship is just so you have the time to see the fight unfold. 4% armor assist each level, so it tanks great. The fitting and the ship is only around 35 million, and this is a fit that I would go for. Let me just go into the Mauler here. You can see 180 DPS. I am using the Imperial Navy small beam lasers. 4 of them, they're very cheap. I'm using a Weber and a Disruptor, and I'm cramming in a drone just for the extra DPS. We do use the Faction Navy 800mm reinforced steel plates, which is very good. They give permanent armor, and then they give extra armor when you're activating it. It costs a bit of cap, so we have a cap battery here and we have a resistance plate here. Now on the rigs, I would go for the freebies. Now you have free either speed rigs or the CCC rigs, which is the cap rigs. So you can either go with capacitor control circuits or something like that. It depends on what you want to have. I would go for that. Go for maybe even more resistance so you can tank even more. This is a great ship, and that's the Mauler. Next up is Caldori. This ship is similar to the Mauler, but I like it a bit more since it has a better fall off with the rails. It got 4% shield resistance each level, making it surviving a good amount of time. You are able to hit your opponents closer and further away. The tank setup is the same as the Mauler. The fitting and the ship is about the same value. It's 35 million, and here is the fitting. A little bit more DPS depending on the skills, of course. Here I'm using the modified medium rifled railguns. I'm using a Weber and a Disruptor, and of course a little drone in there. But the fitting is the same as I said. It's 3 Republic Fleet medium shield extenders, just for that extra buffing armor. We got a resistance and we got a cap battery, and the low slot is the same. Go for the freebies, go for resistance on the combat ones, and you go for cap, recharge, or something like that on the engineering rigs. But this is a great ship. I really like this ship, so that's that. Now next up is the Galente. Vexor Navy issue is one of the Galente's great ships for starting PvP. I choose this for people who want to go for speed instead of tank. This ship's strength is range and speed, and the fitting is a bit different, as well as the playstyle. Bonuses to drones and inertia makes this ship great at starting to learning maneuvers in Eve Echoes. It also got great damage application since you don't need to keep the range for it to apply. You only need to make sure that you're 20k from your enemies, basically. Let's look at the fitting. And here we got it. This ship is great for doing some damage. You got a lot more damage on this one. And I'm using missiles just to always know that I'm hitting the targets. You can do whatever you like. 2 Webers, which is very nice on this one, and a Disruptor, and then you have your drones. Now depending on your drone skills, you would do more or less damage. You can have as expensive drones as you want, but I just took something that is cheap because this is a cheap fit that you can fly around and get some kills in. Since this is a speed fit, we don't have as much armor. Instead, we have a Republic Fleet medium micro warp drive that will push us into the higher numbers in speed, so we can keep our distances. We got 2 resistance and we got an active armor repairer. Now, why I use an active is because when I do PvP and I do speed tank, you don't really know when you're gonna get the damage. So in this way, you can pulse it and use it when you really need it, instead of having like a buffer that you activate and then the damage doesn't really apply and you just waste it. So that's why I do it, that's how I do it, and that's what I would recommend you guys to do. So this is a damage beast, this is a great one. I'm sure you get some kills in it. And finally we got the Minmatar. Here we got the best of 2 worlds. We got the Rupture for tanking like the Mauler and the Moa, and the Stabber Fleet Issue for a similar setup as the Vexor. It's a bit different though, and I will talk about that. The fit I will show you is something I use to fly, and it demands you to rig 2 ancillary power grid router 2s. This is to get the full fit working. It's a dual prop fit, which means that both have an afterburner and a micro warp drive. The micro warp drive is to get in position of a fight or get out if needed. The afterburner should always be on to keep your speed up. And this is a type of speed tank. The damage is around 200 DPS and you will hit everything from 0 to 40k. You also have a scrambler and a disruptor, as well as a Weber. All this will help you in different situations to keep you at range if that is what you want. I am using okay, so this one. This is Gistum C-type medium strike cannons. Now, they're not that expensive actually. The ship is actually cheaper than the other ships. So you can actually buy them for 300k. It's fine. You can also use the green ones, like the faction ones. It's not that big of a difference. We got 180 damage, we got a Weber, and we got a disruptor, and we got a scrambler this time. We also got the micro warp drive, and we got the afterburner. And then we got an extender and the resistance. Now, the reason I have the extender here is because if you get caught, you're getting a lot of damage. And I don't think you have enough cap to running an active shield booster on this one. But I mean, you can try it out. You can see I only have like a minute of cap if everything is active, which it's never. So try to keep range, or also like use the freebies. Now this is very cheap, I think. Well, 2 million for this one, so it's not that bad. You can go for resistance here, or you can go for speed. But in total, this is also like 35 million. It's a great ship, it's a very speedy ship, it's a fun ship to fly. You will learn a lot of great mechanics cruising around in this one. Now, depending on how new you are in the game, there's of course cheaper ships than this, like the prototype ones. And that is fine to really start with, but it's really hard to start to learn the game mechanics, and the fights will go quite quick. So there's a big chance that you won't know what happened when you blow up. So if you are that new and you fly the prototype ones, use them mainly to find a fight, engage and try to scramble them and get a feeling for blowing up. This is a cheap way to get those nerves in check. Be sure to reclaim your ship with your insurance points to be able to get out in the fight again. I will be giving these 4 ships away to 4 random people who commenting this video. So if you're new and you want the ships, then just type ship please and then the ship type that you would like in the comments. Now, it's not a big giveaway, so let the new people get them, and I'll see you guys soon again.